What's going on, everybody? It's your observant lineman, Uche Nwaneri, and we've got breaking news coming out of New York. The Jets have traded their Pro Bowl safety Jamal Adams to the Seattle Seahawks for 2 first-round picks and a 3rd-round pick. And this comes days after Jamal Adams had come out and publicly said that he didn't think Adam Gase was the right coach, quote unquote, to take the Jets to the promised land. So Jamal Adams has been traded to the Seattle Seahawks for 2 first-round picks and a 3rd-round pick. The Seahawks will be receiving Jamal Adams and a 4th-round pick. This is huge news, maybe not so surprising, especially considering that Jamal Adams came out in public and said that Adam Gase was not the right leader to take the Jets to the promised land. And while he may be right in saying that, factually, he probably may be right. If you've been in that kind of environment, you know, that's just not something you want to say. When you start bad-mouthing the head coach, the next trip is out the door, and that's exactly what it appears now, pending physicals, that Jamal Adams is going to be headed to Seattle to continue his career with the Seahawks. We've seen for about 7 months now a build-up in tensions between the Jets and Jamal Adams. Jamal Adams didn't like the fact that the Jets were trying to tell him that he was being that guy because he was asking for the Jets to commit to him on a long-term basis. Every player wants security. Every player wants stability. And when you're a player of his caliber, you need stability or you're going to be out the gate. Ask Jalen Ramsey. He's another player who wanted stability, didn't get it, and was traded off once he made it known that he was no longer happy in the place where he had been drafted. Now, for Jamal Adams in his situation, he's clearly going to a much better scenario out there in Washington than what he had in New Jersey playing with the New York Jets. Obviously a franchise that's in flux right now, and they're dealing with some issues. They need to start accumulating draft picks because the rebuild is about to start up any moment now. We all see that coming. But as we're checking out Jamal Adams' highlights here, just realize that this guy is an elite level safety in the NFL. These are guys that you have to understand as a franchise. You're going to have to pay these guys sooner or later. And maybe he doesn't, maybe the end game for him was to get out of New York. If that's the case, hey, you know, so be it. But it's crazy, you know, and I know I'm going to go on a little bit of a rant here, but it's crazy to me how all these players who play at these high levels for consistent periods of time, who, when you join this league, they tell you that you're playing with the best of the best. They're telling you that you are expected to perform like the best of the best because you're being compensated well. Okay, well, you got a young guy here who's played at the top of his game from the moment he got in the league, basically. And now, knowing that he's probably the best player on your roster, you decide him asking you to pay money is a bridge too far. You know, 7 months they've been going on about these negotiations. I thought that your best player is the guy you want to lock in first. That's what I thought. I thought that's how it works. I thought that when you play to a certain level of achievement, and he's got Pro Bowls. I mean, he's already got that in the bag. That's going to keep going, you know, unless he gets hurt in some unforeseen way. But when you have these players that you preach to how privileged they are to be in the NFL, to be playing at this level of football, and they're playing at that level and then some, why is it a problem to just pay them? Get it out of the way, get it out of your hair, move on. You have a happy player now. He's in the camp. He's ready to go. He's got his money. Now let's get this thing rolling so we can roll towards that one ultimate goal we're looking for. You never see that right now with coaching, with just front offices in the NFL. They're just not doing it. They're not doing it the way that you would think that they would do it, especially with the kind of athletes they get. Maybe they think these kind of athletes grow on trees. Because I can guarantee you what, there's only 255 of them getting drafted every year, so they can't just be growing on trees. Back to being on topic, Jamal Adams traded to the Seattle Seahawks. Let's see what Bleacher Report says about it in their article. The Seattle Seahawks have acquired safety Jamal Adams and a 2022 4th-round pick from the New York Jets. in exchange for safety Bradley McDougald, a 2021 first round pick, a 2021 third round pick, and a 2022 first rounder. The deal is pending physicals, and per Albert Beer of Sports Illustrated, a new contract was not negotiated as a part of the trade. So he's not going to be getting a new contract as a result of the trade, which I'm sure he's not too worried about that. Adam was the subject of some drama earlier in the year when head coach Adam Gase benched him toward the end of the Jets' Week 2 loss to the Cleveland Browns. He then showed the surefire sign of discontent by removing his connections to the team on social media. Personally, I feel like it's a little childish, but hey, I guess that's just how these kids do their things these days on the social media net. ESPN reported June 18th that Adams had requested a trade. The Jets have no intention of trading me, sources said, but Adams could try to force their hand by being disruptive and staging a training camp holdout. He's upset because he feels the team is dragging its feet, sources said. Most recently, Adams told Manish Mehta of the New York Daily News on Thursday that he didn't believe Gase was the right leader for the Jets. I don't feel like he's the right leader for this organization to reach the promised land. As a leader, what really bothers me is that he doesn't have a relationship with everybody in the building. At the end of the day, he doesn't address the team. If there's a problem in the locker room, he lets another coach address the team. If we're playing shitty and we're losing, he doesn't address the entire team as a group at halftime. He'll walk out of the locker room and let another coach handle it. Now, I don't know about you guys, but a head coach that can't handle his team at halftime, he may have a point there. Never know. So let me know what you guys think about this blockbuster trade. Jamal Adams going from the Jets to the Seahawks. Do you guys think it's a good deal? If so, leave your comments down below. If you don't, leave your comments down below. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribing to The Observant Lineman, and I will catch you guys on the next video. Peace.